She got a haircut and she's looking very skinny legend. We love to see it. I have this Lego bouquet that I've got for Christmas last year. My nephew gave it to me for Christmas. It was very sweet of him. And it is now September of the next year. So I've wanted to make this entire time, but my brain tells me that I don't deserve to do anything that I like or anything that might be fun for me or anything that I just simply want to do. Anyway, let's see how much of this I can even do while talking because I don't know. Give me 1 second. Something that I recently took note of is the way that if you look at 3 of the top pop girlies right now, which would be Chappell Roan, Charlie XCX, and Sabrina Carpenter, they all have something in common. They all have a common thread, and that's that they all have been in the game for at least a decade. Chappell Roan, I think it's like almost a decade. I think it's a decade. But Sabrina Carpenter, a decade. Charlie XCX, over a decade. And I was thinking about this because I saw a TikTok of somebody talking about Charlie XCX and how there are so many people calling her a new artist, like brand new artist. And like young people thinking that this is like her debut album. Not even young people, there are even like articles I think being made saying like, oh, like Charlie XCX, new artist like on the scene or whatever. And it's just crazy to me actually. It's actually so crazy to me that there are people that don't know who Charlie XCX was. I've never been like a XCX stan, but like Boom Clap, Fancy, like she kind of soundtracked a generation, honestly. Had a huge part in music in the last decade and more. She's been making music since she was like 14. It's funny. It's actually not funny. It's actually so sad. And that was the whole point of the TikTok, saying that this is like her like brand new like breakout album, whatever. It's kind of discredits all the work that she's done like over a decade. Charlie's been making music since MySpace, albeit this album is her biggest album in the sense that people are listening to it as a whole. Sorry if you can hear my dog chomping on her bone. This is the first album that I think people are listening to like as a whole. It's not just like, oh, like 2 singles on it are like good and like the radio's playing it nonstop, like boom, boom, clap the sound of my heart, the beat goes on. This is the first album that I think is being really like, people are really noticing like, oh, she makes good music, and like, oh, all her songs are good. I am one of those people. I did not think Charlie XCX made good music until this album, and I was like, oh wait, she's been in the kitchen. And she's been in the kitchen since she was like 14 years old. After watching that TikTok, that's when I started thinking about it and realizing she's not the only one. Chappell Roan also has been in the game for a really long time. I don't really know a lot about Chappell Roan, so I'm not going to keep talking about it because I just won't say a lot that is true. But Sabrina Carpenter, I do know a decent amount about. Sabrina Carpenter's been making music. I think this is like her 10th album. That's not a fact. This is also not her debut album, but people are kind of acting like it is. Well, no. Sabrina Carpenter's a little bit like her last album was, honestly, it was, everybody knew about it, but there's a good amount of albums before that people are just pretending do not exist. These girls are great examples of like slow growth success. Not giving up until you find your sound, until you find your place, and really just, I'm supposed to be making a Lego bouquet. I'll get to it. I mean, but like, in what world are these instructions simple? Like, is a kid supposed to, like, what is that? Is a kid supposed to put this together? I don't think so. My brain can't do both. I can't talk and make sense of these hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics? Hieroglyphics? Anyway, Sabrina Carpenter. I'm sure there are so many videos on the internet that go in depth about all 3 of those girls and like this whole concept of a slow growth and how they all 3 kind of have had that. And this is just me yapping off the dome. So I'm not really trying to like add anything super insightful. It's just something I'm thinking about. I do think it is inspiring that these girls have been able to like stick it through until they really just found their niche. I mean, I think Charlie has been kind of been doing the same thing, but to a different degree. I think that Charlie really found her unique like pocket, you know? And I think Sabrina really found her look and her aesthetic, and I think she came in at the right time with that look and that aesthetic, and she really filled a gap. Look, I made a little daisy bouquet. I guess it just inspires me because I feel like it's a testament to the fact that it's never too late. I think we're so used to seeing in this microwave generation where we just think everything happens quickly, like all growth has happened so fast and so immediate. Like we see so many of like the Billie Eilishes and the like Olivia Rodrigos, and like we just think that that's how it's supposed to be, and if it doesn't happen when I'm 18, it's just not gonna happen, and if I'm 26, I'm ancient and it's over for me. And the Olivia Rodrigos and the Billie Eilishes are really inspiring too, but like when you're in your mid 20s and you look at an 18-year-old having success beyond belief, even if it's not something you ever even want to do, it does make you feel like, it's over for me. I always remind myself that Lana didn't get discovered until video games when she was 26, which means I still have time. But I'm turning 26 next month, which means I only have next month, this month, which means I only have a year left to make it. And if I don't make it by the time I turn 27, I think I'm gonna give up. First of all, you define what success is for your life. And if success for you means having a job that gives you enough money to live comfortably and that's enough, then that's what success is for you. Success means different things to every single person and in different parts of your life, times in your life. I don't think success means one specific thing because then we'd all be failures because not all of us are Billie Eilish. And also, I know I'm talking about musicians. This applies to like every area. I hope that that is coming across. I also think that sometimes we do need to take time to just find our pocket the way that these girls kind of found their pockets. Sometimes it does take a while before you find what actually does stick for you, what actually does feel like this is what I was made to do, you know? And sometimes we have to start off doing things we don't actually want to do or that don't seem fun. Movement in any direction is better than movement in no direction, not moving. You have to open up your eyes a little bit. Open up your mind to the possibilities of this life. Because sometimes it's not going to look the way you think it will at first. But you end up where you want to be eventually, you know? Listen to Sabrina Carpenter's first albums. I can't. But she had to make those to then get to Emails I Can't Send, to get to Short and Sweet. Lana Del Rey, she had so many failed like projects and record deals before she made video games. You might feel like what you're doing right now isn't going to add up to anything, isn't actually going to get you anywhere. But sometimes things just fall into place. I have done so many things. I have done so many things in my life already, and I'm 25. And sometimes I think to myself as I'm doing these things, what the hell am I doing? This is not what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. But I stay open to the possibilities, I stay open to the opportunities, I stay open to the future and the way that things can unfold. And because I'm open and I'm not fixated on like, this is the exact way I want my life to turn out, and it's not like this, then I don't want it, I'm a lot happier as a person. I'm just here for the ride, you know, in a way. I'm just here for the ride, and I'm just here to see where it goes, in a way. Not completely, not entirely, you know, I'm not just here being tossed by the wind. I'm taking choices, I'm making choices. But I'm allowing growth to happen as it may. As I move in any direction, I'm allowing growth to happen and lead me to the destination that I originally anticipated. And you do get there because if it's something you want and it is something that you are driven towards naturally, you will get there naturally, even if you take a detour. We can be so consumed with the idea of things happening quickly, instantly, right away, because we live in a microwave generation. Everything happens instantly, everything happens right away for us. Everything is at our fingertips. So the second that we sense any resistance on our paths, we feel like this isn't it. This isn't going to work out. Any moment that something anytime that something isn't immediately satisfying, we feel like we just need to be doing something else then. Maybe life isn't meant to be satisfying all the time. And I know that that sounds horrible. I know that that sounds horrible. But it's true, babe. It's really true. Life is not meant to be satisfying every single moment. Sometimes we do have to take detours, perceived detours. And then we end up in our pocket. You can't be afraid to try and try and try again and try again and try again and try again when you're on this path and when you're on these detours, these perceived detours or whatever. Sometimes you have to get back up. Sometimes these detours will knock you down and you will feel like, oh my God, I'm going nowhere. I'm going backwards, actually. You have to love yourself enough to listen to that desire to keep trying. This is the third time that I'm doing YouTube, trying YouTube. Because every time that I try, something happens that discourages me and I completely drop it. But I'm trying again. And I'm also not making a big deal about it. And I'm this time just gonna make whatever the hell I want to make. And I think that's a big part about finding your pocket. I'm just gonna talk about creativity. Forget careers, forget all that. We're talking about musicians, and I'm gonna talk about creativity. See, this is me doing it whatever the hell I want. You have to just make things that you like. And I think that's why these girls found their pocket. And I think this is why Charlie especially just found her pocket, because she stopped trying to be what everybody else kind of wanted her to be. And I think she really leaned into what she's always been. And as different and as weird and as countercultural as it might be, I think that's why it was so well received too. I think people will always, always appreciate somebody who is so authentically themselves, and unapologetically themselves. That always, always translates. That will always become evident. And when you're making things, videos, art, writing, whatever it is, if you just lean into whatever it is that you are and whatever it is that you want to make, you will find that pocket. You will find that like space where you're just like, this is it, this is me. And you will find people that really do enjoy consuming whatever it is that you want to make. Right now, making this video, I tried to explain this concept because I was telling a friend that I was going to do it, and I tried to explain the concept. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to like talk for like a little while and like just see what comes out, kind of stream of consciousness. And I'm going to do it while I'm making a Lego bouquet. And I felt so kind of stupid and embarrassed to say that because I felt like she's not going to get it, you know? She's not going to know what I'm talking about, or that's not going to sound like a good video idea. She got it. She understood it. But even if she didn't, this is the content that I like. This is the content that I like to watch. So it's the content that I want to make. I will sit there and I will watch hour-long videos of deep dives of the strangest topics or just stuff that I'm so nichely interested in, right? The other day I literally watched someone. This guy makes such good videos though. Not everyone's gonna think that, but I think that, and he has an audience. I watched a video of him mapping all the rivers of Hyrule in Breath of the Wild. Lots of people would hear that and think, what is that? What are you talking about? That sounds like a waste of 20 minutes of your life. But it wasn't. Honestly, I love that video. And I love all the other videos that he makes. And they're not for everybody. But you know what? He has a pocket. He is sitting in that pocket and he is all snuggled in. He's making whatever the hell he wants and he does not care if everyone's gonna like it. He just cares that the people who find him in his pocket are gonna like it. And maybe I have a little crush on him. Cut that out. Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras. Who said that? That's so crazy. Sorry, I like a man with a special interest. Why did I say that? What was I even talking about? You will find your pocket. Make whatever you want to make, and maybe somebody's gonna find your videos, find your work, find your art, find your music, and they're gonna think, I've been waiting for somebody who makes videos like this. Because you know what? I was waiting for somebody to make a video mapping all the rivers of Hyrule. I was. I saw that and I said, this is the exact video that I've been looking for all my life. Because it just feels so. I would make a video like that. Because I like to watch that. Not everybody would like to watch that. If I showed that to any of my friends, they would be like, what is this? What is the point of this? And I would say, what isn't the point of this? I can't live another day if I don't know the rivers, the river sources, the sources of the rivers in Hyrule. I'm on a tangent. I'm on a tangent. Reel it back in, reel it back in. Boys, we've lost her. Slow growth is so beautiful. Slow growth will help you value what you do so much more. Slow growth will help you really appreciate the journey. I would rather have a story that other people can connect to and that other people can grab onto and feel like if they could do it, I could do it. I listened to Lana's story, Lana Del Rey, the one and the only, and I hear her backstory and I hear the details of her life and I hear what she had to do to get to where she is today, and I think if she could do it, I could do it. Not that I'm trying to headline Coachella. I mean, who knows? If she made her dreams come true, if she worked for something and then actualized it, I can also work for something and actualize it. There are stories out there of people who just kept trying and they made it. And they usually made it after they stopped doing what other people wanted from them. They usually made it after they just decided, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. And I think that's kind of what I'm adopting in my life and in the way that I carry myself and the way that I live. I'm really trying. It is so hard because I care so much about what people think of me. I care so much about how I'm perceived. But I'm working really hard to change that. It's so hard. But I know that doing that, I will feel comfortable in my skin in a way that does not always come easy, has not always come easy. Do what you want. Don't stop trying. Don't be afraid if it's taking a little bit longer. Lana didn't get discovered until she was 26. So, if you're 20, you've got 6 more years. If you're 25 like me, you've got 1. And if you're 27, and Silver, I'm really sorry. Thank you so much for watching me make 1/10 of the flower bouquet that I set out to make and talk. What did we learn today? Today we learned that I cannot talk and perform an activity at the same time. It just can't happen. Anyway, thank you for watching. If this resonated with you in any way, please leave a comment. I would love to further the conversation below. And subscribe if you think you like the pocket that I'm sitting in. I don't even know if I'm using that phrase correctly, but keep looking for your pocket and don't give up. Bye.